All right, Jacob.
Yeah.
Jacob
Yeah,
G.
boy.
Jacob.
Yeah, boy.
God.
Yeah, boy.
I have
Yeah,
a.
boy.
No, stop it. Stop.
I stopped.
Okay. Blood Rage is a big game. The Gallerist is a big game. Not all games need to be big.
False. Okay, fine. Took you off guard there, huh, sucker?
No, you did take me off guard.
boy.
There is a very, very lovely game that I played last weekend that I really am excited about. Again, post this on social media, and y'all sent them likes, them retweets, them comments. Thank you so very much. This game I'm talking about is called Piepmatz, or Piepmatz. I don't know.
Yeah, boy.
Stop.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's German. It's German for Songbirds, and Piepmatz, this game is an absolute delight. I tried looking for it. It is sold out everywhere. It's sold out online. This is just an amazing card game. I want to say that this has probably been the most impactful card game since The Mind for me in terms of card games, I feel. Like, this game has stood out to me. Like, I was thinking about it the next day in a way that I don't think about many other games, which is exciting. All right, let's back up a tiny bit because we need to talk about who made this fun game. All right, you ready? Let's go.
Who made this fun game?
Wasteland Delivery Express people, believe it or not. Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, Matt Riddle and Ben Pinchback, who were designers or developers on Wasteland Delivery Express service with John Gilmore. Obviously, the unreleased card sequel to that game. Right?
Right, of course.
Right.
Yes.
Also, super interesting fact that Clemens Franz, who did some of the artwork for some of our favorite games like Agricola and Feast for Odin, I think. You know, those games where everyone kind of has the funny looking faces?
Oh, yeah.
He did
he's
the design for it. And there's also one other person.
There's another card
Mike
game
Langman.
that Clemens Franz did. Mike Langman, sorry. What's the other card game that he did? It's oh crap. Oh my goods.
Oh, sure.
It's also Clemens Franz and Lookout Spiel and a small card game.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah. And again, Lookout Spiel is the publisher for this game. Funny enough, Clemens Franz liked one of these posts too. So thank you, Clemens Franz.
Aww.
Yeah, we're doing it. We're popular.
Yeah, boy.
I hate you so much.
So do I.
Okay, so I'm really excited though to talk about this game very quickly. Okay, you place down a card, which is your bird feeder. Then above the bird feeder, you have these seed cards, and on these seed cards contain eggs, and these eggs are points. You have 4 rows of eggs, and then you have the bird deck. And in this bird deck contain different types of songbirds. So yellow bird, green bird, orange bird, blue bird, green bird. So many birds. I can't tell you how many birds.
I just love the details you go into.
There's just so many birds.
So many. I can't tell you how many birds.
I can't tell you how many birds there are, but trust me, there are so many birds. No. So, for instance, like blackbird, is it chaffinch or finch, yellowhammer? There's German and English names for these birds that exist. And so so you set up this game board, and then to the left and right of the bird feeder, which is at the bottom of this whole like setup, are going to be 2 birds that are placed to the left and right of the feeder, and each bird is valued, I believe, 1 through 6. And I believe there is so in 1 through 6 with each color, and I think there's like 7 colors, 6 or 7 colors. There's 1 duplicate of each. So there's like 2 green 1s, 2 green 2s, 2 green 3s, so on and so forth for each of the colors. So for yellow, for blue, for orange, for green, etc., etc. And your objective in this game is you're trying to collect these seed cards for points, and you're also trying to collect sets of these birds for points as well too. And it has this really it just has this really interesting comboing system or way of how you kind of do the set collection in this game. So what ends up happening is you play a card from your hand that can go to the left or right of this bird feeder. And what ends up happening is the birds that are to the left and right of the bird feeder have a number value, right? So let's say a green 6 exists on the left-hand side. And let's say you play a blue 2 on that same side. What you do is you take the addition of all of the bird cards played to the left of the main bird card to the left of the feeder. Okay? They're really complicated, but stay with me here. You add up all these birds and compare them to the first bird in the line, and if it's less than that bird's total or that less than that bird's number, you just continue playing and you get to pick up a bird in this like drafting row and put it in your set collection. If it's more, what ends up happening is you take that card. So like say for instance, if I played like a 5 blue and a green 2, which would equal 7, and the card is a 6, the green 6 would come into my hand or go into my set collection, and then you take the difference of the two and you go up this bird feeder, and you take that corresponding seed card as points and put it face down in front of you, and then you refill from this seed deck. And what can end up happening is like if you put all these little tiny So the bird combos, you bring it into your set collection, everything moves over to the left, and then you repeat the process over again, making sure that like all the other birds that aren't next to the bird feeder are less than the bird that is at the feeder, essentially. And what can happen is you can trigger all these different combos. And these combos will get you all these different seedlings. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to do this math in your head and being like, oh, I see a 3-pointer seedling, seeds up 3 high, so you want to try to be able to play a bird that will get you that that math to work out so you can pick it up. And it's super, super satisfying. Again, what's great about this is that card games really have to work a lot to wow me, and I think this is the first time that the card game has been like, oh man, like this dopamine rush of all this comboing system using math and the awesome work of the art and graphic design is all just hitting all these great check marks that I sincerely love.
It is beautiful. That artwork is incredible.
It's a beautiful looking game. I mean, at this point, they could have called it Wingspan the card game, and totally would have been like a thing, right? But I'm so glad it is what it is. There's also some really neat, interesting things as well in terms of like in this seeds deck that you end up doing and pulling out as you refill kind of like this seed column or seed row. There can be squirrels or crows that come in that basically interrupt your points, where you may have to discard a seedling or you have to get rid of birds that you've collected. And so there then becomes like this thing of like, oh, there's a 3-pointer, but a squirrel's next to it. So you kind of have to do this risk reward thing of like, well, I have 2 1-pointer seeds in this deck. Maybe I could pick up the squirrel, and then I will just by random have them discard those two 1-pointers, and that doesn't matter to me. I'm still out ahead or something like that. Just fascinating, just amazing. And in the set collection piece, there's a kind of a race too, because the pairs that you get automatically get you points, but if you start collecting the same color of one bird, more so than your opponents, then you also get all those points. And your opponents don't get to score that color that they've collected. So let's say, for instance, you invested into orange, green, and yellow, and you contain more green and more orange than like your other opponents. You score off of all those different cards because like all those birds also have the same type of egg point structure. And then your opponents don't get to score that, which is this interesting thing. Like if you go into a color, like being able to spread out isn't going to do you really good because you probably won't be able to score on all of them, but you don't also really want to just like score on one column or one color because you're not really diversifying, and it's really hard based upon the amount of colors and per card there is. All I know is that if there's a way that I can get this game, like I'm culling some of my card collections in order to like because like I have a whole bin of card games, right? Just like these little card games. And I have so many of them, and I just really want to, like, after playing this game, it was like, man, if it's this game and like 4 other games that I have to keep, like I really want to do that, because this game was that I don't know, just that great. I haven't, like I said, I've been thinking about it for a while now, and I was at a local convention this last weekend, and I was just kind of keeping my eyes out. But man, this game is not in print right now, or it's printed out. It's also sold out online through like Miniature Market, cool stuff. Like I'm speaking high accolades about it because I was just that impressed. Truly, it's a really awesome, fun card game. I like it a lot.
Jakey Wanty.
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude.
I'm sure it'll come back.
It'll come back, guaranteed. When you have games like that sell out on, like, even just online outlets, it'll be reprinted for sure.
Oh yeah. And I love small card games like this, especially when I play with my wife. Did you only play it 2 players?
Played it 2 players and 3 players. Here's the thing: if you want to get cutthroat with this game, play at 3 players. Ooh, that game at 3 players is so nasty, but nasty in a good way. Nasty in a way that it just gets you in terms of like being like, oh, like I really want to do this, but I can't, and then really kind of setting your opponents up for like. I swear there was when we were playing that 3-player game, there was a squirrel and or crow on every single seedling thing. And we were all just kind of like being able to get past it every single time. And someone was just going to have to take the bullet. And it's just fantastic. Where each turn we were like, are you going to take it? Are you going to take it? Are you going to take it? No, we just bypass them all. It's just like, like I had to deal with it. It's like that whole Jenga thing that happens where it's just like, you don't want to be the one that makes the whole thing fall. You don't want to be the one that picks up that crow or wants to be the one that picks up that squirrel. Like, yeah, it's good.
That's awesome.
It's so good. They did so well. Like, I'm really glad for that whole card game.
Well, now the Lookout is I want that. I want that a lot.
Interestingly enough, too, Baron Park got a reprint by Lookout Spiel.
Really?
Yes, I picked it up.
Also interesting.
When I saw that game, I was like, ooh, and I picked it up. So I'm gonna probably be talking about Baron Park next week, because I'm excited, as I've heard a lot of good things about Baron Park. So,
did you order Wingspan?
No, I did not.
Me neither.
No,
which is
I
weird
don't.
Because
I don't. It's so weird though, right? I just gushed about Piepmatz, right?
Yeah.
At the same time, though, I don't really have any like. To me, this game satisfies like my bird genre game. Don't get me wrong. Like, I would love to try Wingspan. I mean, there's so much hype into it, having it be already the game of the year people talk about. But I really like, it doesn't do anything for me. Weirdly, I just, but, for some reason I heard about Piepmatz and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll give it a try. And then sure enough, I'm like, playing 2 consecutive games over, and I'm like, how can I Piepmatz? How can I get this game? Like, it's excellent.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm excited for whatever Jamie Stegmaier has next of his designs. I don't know. It's weird. I didn't back it either. We'll see. It could be fun.
Yeah,
I'd play it. That's cool. Piepmatz.
By Lookout Spiel.